Hey everyone, it's Tyler Stroik from Universal Rackets, and today we're going over the top things that I think every player needs to know while they're playing tennis. Once again, today I'm going to tell you the top things, in my opinion, that every single one of you needs to know while playing tennis. The first thing, the number one thing with tennis when you're playing competitively, typically the person who can hit the ball higher over the net will win the point. Once again, if you're ever going out playing a match, I want you to hit the ball higher over the net than your opponent. Also, when playing with height, you're going to be all right. Remember, if you hit the ball high, what's the ball going to do? It's going to drop down every single time. So players need to play with height and they will be all right. Too many players, they go super low over the net. The next thing that every single player should know while playing tennis is that legs equals power. Legs and rotation. Legs plus rotation equals power. When people are starting out and playing tennis, even if they've been playing for a while, they think in order to hit the ball as hard as possible, they have to grip the racket super tight. If you grip the racket super tight, it is not right, okay? You need to get into your legs and you need to rotate. The more you can rotate your body, the more you can get into your legs, the more power you are going to get. There are two things to rotate, okay? There's two components. Number one, you need to make sure that your body is turned, and number two, you need your racket back. A lot of players, they either have their body facing sideways and their racket back, or they turn their body and they don't take their racket back. Number three, the looser you are, the better you are going to be. In every single one of my videos, or probably every 1 out of 3 videos, I say this quote, and it's my favorite quote in tennis. In tennis, to gain control, you have to give up control. The more you let the racket work for you and the less you work for the racket, the better you're going to be. You need to hold this racket loose. Now, if you're just learning that you need to hold the racket loose, don't go out and play your next match and just hold the racket loose and swing. You're going to automatically lose points, right? You're going to have to go out on a practice court, get a person to feed the balls, hit with a person, tell them that you're going to miss a lot. You're working on holding the racket loose. You just listened to Tyler's video, and you're going to hit the ball loose. It's going to feel really weird because you don't have control on your shots, but what you're going to start to realize is the looser you are, it's going to feel like it's effortless. You're going to be able to generate so much pace and so much power, and then eventually so much consistency that you're going to be, wow, you're never going to go back to holding the racket tight. Seriously, you're going to go out, hold the racket loose, maybe a couple you'll miss, maybe 50 you'll miss, and then that one ball you're going to feel, you're going to be like, holy S-H-I-T. That ball felt so good. I want to get that feeling every single time, and what it's going to do is it's going to win over your muscle memory. Now, the next thing that every player should know is that you shouldn't always stand here. There is some misconception in tennis that every single time you need to recover back to the middle of the court and right at the baseline. If you're playing someone that hits semi-decent shots, what does that mean? They're going to hit the ball a little bit deep. What does that mean? Okay, if the ball's deep, someone hits me a normal good rally ball and it bounces here, it's going to jump up at me. So if I'm standing here, I'm going to take the ball here. I want to recover a little bit back behind the court. I'm not talking Rafa Nadal, not all the way back to the fence and behind the fence, but be back here so I can make contact at a better point. The next thing, it is okay to take a little bit of power off your first serve. I will say that once again. It is okay for you right now to take a little bit of power off your first serve. A serve that is in 80% of the time, that's 50 miles per hour, is way, way more effective than a serve that is in 20% of the time, but is 100 miles per hour. If you want to win your next match, if you want to win more points, play with spin and slow your serve down. Once again, play with spin and slow your serve down. I'm telling you, if your opponent can return the ball and they don't pose a real threat off the return, you hitting the ball 70 miles per hour, right? You're going to get a shot like right here, easy to hit, right? And you serving the ball 120 miles per hour, you're going to get the same exact ball if your opponent can return good, okay? So slow your serve down and get in that higher first serve percentage. The last thing I'm going to leave with you that every single tennis player should know is that you need to make sure that you take advantage of balls that land inside the court. If you ever get a ball that lands around here, any ball that lands around here, you need to make sure you take advantage of it. Let me explain. Offense neutral at the baseline, defense back at the baseline. Once again, offense, neutral at the baseline, defense all the way back at the baseline. So if you ever get a ball up here, you need to take advantage of it. Now, when you are here, this is what we call no man's land or no woman's land, okay? You don't want to be staying here. This is transient, all right? You're in transit, okay? This is super hot. You can't keep your feet on here for more than 10 seconds. The reason why is because if you stay here after you hit, and so many players, they get an offensive ball, they hit it, and then they stand here, okay? It's going to be a super awkward volley or super awkward ground stroke staying here. If you ever get a ball here, make sure you hit and you move forward up to the net. So if you are able to understand or execute, or at least attempt to execute one of these things that I mentioned in this video, you're going to see drastic improvement with your game. It doesn't matter about how good your forehand, how good your backhand is. If you can apply these tactics, you're going to be so much better off. Now, if you want to improve your forehand or your backhand, I put my ebooks in the description. Every single thing that you need to know, every single one of my tips, it's an interactive ebook. It is here at the tip of your fingers. You want consistency, you click that. You want to learn how to kick serve, you click that. You got exercises, examples, videos, every single thing in there. Click the link in my description and purchase either one. I put them on sale for the 4th of July if this video goes out around then. Make sure to subscribe to me, make sure to follow me on Instagram, and make sure to implement my tips next time you're on court. Have a good one, happy hitting. I'll see you guys next time on court.